get into this angle, right? Get into this angle, palms both facing out. Then you do a 360. You're basically just restacking it. But as you're restacking it, like you like go upwards, and then when you land here, then you do the turn up, right? And you could do that, right? It makes it crazier. It makes it like how did he do that extra spin? Join the Gloving Academy Discord. Here you can share light shows and lab with other glovers from all around the world. We have an awesome community dedicated to helping each other improve. This is the only place in gloving where you can get rewarded with free gloving gear just by being active and participating in public events happening every month. I have already given out a handful of recharge packs, and all you have to do is be active within the Discord. We've got workshops, concept labs, competitions, and a growing library of free resources available no matter what skill level you are. And if you would like for me to do a frame-by-frame video of your light show, you can submit your video on the Discord. We're only going to get bigger and better from here, so follow the link in the description to join. We're going to watch Slade's show now, and Slade's one's a little bit different because we're going to be watching his drop submission. And for those of you who missed the drop was an online competition that we hosted for dropping the Gloving Academy Discord. Yeah, and it was really fun. And then so the premise of the comp was that we would judge it solely based on the drop. And then so this one's going to be a little bit shorter. It's a minute long. And yeah, I had a lot of, Slade wanted to see how he could better clean his movements, or really understand how to clean up his moves and how to hit the drop harder, right? And look at some other weak points that we can come up with. So let's go ahead and watch Slade's show. And yes, I apologize, it is vertical, but that's on me, guys. I said we could post it vertical, but unfortunately, because it was supposed to be online. It was supposed to be everyone posted on Instagram, but like it just got too complicated, and so it's okay. It's all right. We'll survive. Dude, the mask, dude. I'll never shut up about your mask, Slade. Doing the build up, cool little build up here. Boom! That's so sick. Oh shoot! Bah! Bah! So there's a lot of like those bigger hits where I think you could utilize the Z-axis. That's the biggest thing. But the performance aspect, freaking S tier. S plus tier. Like, look at this. He's a character. Dude, that wind up there to that tut. There's something so smooth and badass about it. And then we got like the sword move. Dude, the sword move. And it felt a little rushed there at the ending. What do you guys think about that? What do you guys think about that show, dude? That was freaking nasty. That was crazy, dude. The entertainment value of this video is just through the roof. Okay, like let's get that straight. Like in terms of entertainment value, it's freaking on top. The pacing, and the phrasing of this show was really good. Like, you had segments for like every part of the song. So like variety, like in terms of storytelling, the variety was amazing. Okay, it's honestly just the smallest things in my opinion, specifically for this competition. So let's go ahead and take a look. Okay, so like the intro when you come up into the bow. It's like you're freaking those little like those Snapchat character emojis where you see half their body and you just pop up. I love that, especially with this character. Very unique intro just popping up. And there are things like in light shows that aren't gloving, that you can do that just adds so much entertainment value, and that's one of them, right? It's like miming, for example, like miming moves or like pretending like you're holding stuff. Like it's so OP, and I wish that more Glovers would do it. It is a little like, I guess if you're not selling it, it seems a little cringe, but you have a mask on and no one knows who the heck you are, and you have this character, so it's impossible to be cringe. So I love that about you. Okay, so let's just get that straight. Let's look at the actual like execution of moves. This is clean, super clean. This is all perfect in my opinion. Okay, so when that initial drop comes, Slade, like you gotta be like, bah! You know what I'm saying? Not like it seems like a robot, which is kind of counter to the point where, because like you look like a robot, but like you're like bah, right? You're bah. Like I want to see bah. You know what I'm saying? Like it needs to be emphasized more. I don't know, maybe if you did that, the mask might fall off, but you have to sell it more, okay? There's some certain movements where you just want to sell it, and utilizing the Z-axis specifically for, like, beat kills is just OP, all right? So look at this, Boom, boom, bah, right? You hear that boom, right? Boom. What more impactful way than impacting the audience, right? Utilizing that Z-axis, bah, right? What's more of like of an impact, right? Is it like utilizing the X-axis? No, it's utilizing the Z-axis, bro. Utilizing the Z-axis for your hits. It didn't quite seem like you use the Z-axis as much for this show. Was my head falling off? For sure, yeah. But it could just be your hands, right? Whether, like, when you drop, having that texture in your movement, where it's kind of like a hydraulic, you know? Even something, not just a static hit, but like a boom. You know what I mean? That's speed control. That's something that you could utilize without having to use your head, right? Adding more weight to your moves. Yeah, adding more weight. Exactly. That's basically majority of it. Look at this. I love this move, by the way. It's like a gear. Right? So you're doing this, okay? Like, I love that move. Like, you're like going, burp, burp, right? But like, what if you're like, burp, burp, boom, right? Burp, burp, boom. Or like, what if instead of like moving it in like the same speed, you like did different speeds? You did like the front hand slow and then you did the backhand fast. It's more of a dynamic, right? With your speed control there. Yeah, your rolls though, bro, super clean. Yeah, all your rolls and your dexterity and stuff. Okay, let's watch this. I think this is where we go into the setup into the tut. Like that portion here, this portion, I love this, dude. Like you build up into that like big move with the king tut, right? It's like you're so patient with it. Watch this. Let's watch it go back. Boom! Right? So the thing. So let's watch this king tut one more time. One more time. Sick. I've done that tut a lot myself, and there's a way to make it better. Would you say it's too symmetric in the sense of dynamics? I think your balance is good. I think it just needs a little bit more variety in speed. That's probably the best way I could put it. Just adding, I think like weight could mean in like multiple things, right? It could just be your speed, like when you have that weight there, right? But like how you sell it would be like your body, right? More than just your hands moving. Like compare like this to like that, right? I'm like turning my obliques. I'm like boom, right? So getting a little bit more comfortable within your skin, right? Like a little bit more of that like body, moving your body more like a dancer would. Something like that, right? It took me a while. I feel like you like there's a level, in my opinion, like especially if you haven't like danced before. I'm not saying, I don't know if Slade wasn't like in the dance or anything prior, but I was never a dancer prior to gloving. And like, you know, there's gloving, right? And then there's like dancing plus gloving. Like learning the body movements and like learning how to like have some swagger, some pop. Like I feel like glovers need to like cross that bridge sometime. Because sometimes when they're just into just the dexterous part of gloving, they can be so stiff and they don't know how to sell moves. There's not a lot of entertainment value, I guess, to like the common viewer if they hadn't gone into a little bit more of dance. You know what I'm saying? Never danced. Yeah. It's good to cross that bridge. You know what I mean? I think it's healthy for sure. Like I watch a lot of animation dances or like popping, and then so like. It's not a bad idea to like also watch other dance styles to kind of like add that spice into your gloving, right? Maybe like robot animation would be really beneficial for you to look at because you're a robot, obviously, right? Like you're isolating your movements, and then like you're like doing little micro movements, and you're doing like little digital movements, and like you like isolate your body, boom. Like it's only beneficial. It's only gonna be good for the overall theme of Slade, right? The character. So, sorry. Going back to the King Tut, there is a way to make that Tut better. Because you do this singular turn, right? You do this singular turn here, but you can also do a 360 into the turn. So you add another spin. You add another spin to this original, right? So basically, all you have to do, get into this angle, right? Get into this angle, palms both facing out. Then you do a 360. You're basically just restacking it. But as you're restacking it, like you like go upwards, and then when you land here, then you do the turn up, right? And you could do that, right? It makes it crazier. It makes it like how did he do that extra spin? And then I think in terms of execution, we get into like a crazy angle, right? Because you're like up here, but you do this, and then like you're trying to like get into this angle, right? That is like super tough. Yeah, because so like it might be because you're doing it with you're doing it with like the top hand with the palm facing upwards, and so even I can't like get that clean. I have to be like totally turned, right? When you could like land, shoot, that's a tough. Yeah, that's just tough. What if you did it so then like the top hand is the downward angle? Well, unless that is what you're doing, because it feels like you're doing that. I feel like, yeah, no, there's no way around it. It's tough. There's just some angles, man, like where you're like, do I do it or do I don't? Yeah, it's tough. That's a tough one. There are some angles where I just choose not to do them because I'm just not flexible enough. That's the reality of it, because it's kind of like risk reward, right? It might be too high. Yeah, maybe that's why. Yeah, because you're like super high. Maybe if you like start the rotation like a little bit lower or something like that, that might be a unique fix. And then same thing, Slade. Like when you do the tutting, you're moving like both hands at the same time, right? It's always angle move to camera angle. Yeah, that's definitely true too. There's a lot of variables to it, huh? But yeah, same thing. When you're tutting, I want you to practice just moving one, 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 one. So you're moving one piece at a time. So you're not moving all in one motion and you're trying to kind of fix yourself while you're trying to do the tut. Learn tutting tut. No, tutter tuts, not Glover tuts, right? There's a lot of floating, yeah. It's still, you've kind of improved on it a bit, but there's still a lot of floating, okay? So I'm paying attention to like this hand on the left. Right? This right hand is still moving quite a bit when you're doing those when you're doing the tech there. And I love me a little bit of a hiccup here. Notice how he slips up with the prayer position at the end. Slip up there, you know, super small. I guess for Slade, yeah, the number one thing I guess is just trying not to float again, right? Utilizing more Z-axis for that umph, so you add more of that like impact when you're giving a show. It takes a little bit of a risk involved, you know, but I think the risk is worth it in terms of musicality. So floating, Z-axis, and I think that's it. Like, I think once you get that down, then you're like ready for like more higher grid level complexity, right? So that was one of my favorite submissions to watch. Super entertaining. If you're looking for whites, battery skins, or any other gloving accessories, head on over to glow-leds.com and don't forget to use my code AlohaNation for 10% off. Big shout outs to all current Gloving Academy Patreon subscribers. Here they are. Thank you so much for all the support. Seriously, guys. The Patreon's got weekly educational and never before seen content. So if you want to take your gloving to the next level and learn from me, come join the Gloving Academy Patreon.